Hello lovely people, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kat and today I have an original tag for you and I'm very excited about it. I've been having so much fun doing my mid-year freakout tag video and also watching other people's. That combined to the fact that I'm on the lookout for a new author's YouTube channel, I decided to combine those two things and create a mid-year freakout tag, but for writers. So welcome to the writers mid-year tag. I have a set of about 11 prompts for you, and so I'm gonna have a go at it, and then I hope that other people will be having fun with it as well, and hopefully maybe it's something that we can all do every year as well, and kind of checking in on our writing mid-year. So the first prompt is, did you set any writing goals at the beginning of the year? What were they and are you on track? For me, when I started the year, I was not writing yet. I've been writing since I was a kid and made it my job for a few years before I changed careers 3 years ago. And since then, I haven't really been writing much at all. And even before, when it was my job, I was doing copywriting, I was writing non-fiction books on commission, and so I kind of lost touch with my love of fiction. And so since the beginning of the year, thanks to the Artist Way and the Write for Life program, on which I have a whole video series that you can watch on my channel, since then I've been reconnecting with my writing and having a lot of fun with it. But that means that I didn't have any goal at the beginning of the year because I didn't even know that I was going to start writing again. So it's been a very exciting development. So I would say I'm more than on track because I've exceeded any expectations that I could have at the beginning of the year. Next prompt, if it was not already covered in the first one, what are you currently working on and how much writing have you done so far this year? So I'm currently working on a fantasy novel. I'm not yet totally sure if it's gonna be new adult or full adult. It's not a romantasy, there's no smut in it or no spice in it, so that's why I'm kind of unsure exactly the age range. So I'm gonna figure that out as I progress with the book and see what feels right for it. I would ideally want it to be more adult because that's what I'm more drawn towards, but we'll see. If it can fit a wider audience, that's also a positive, I think. So we will see. And how much I've written so far, I'm currently just above 30,000 words in the first draft. There is still a lot of work to do and a lot of writing to do and figure out kind of the story, but I'm very happy with the progress I've made so far, and I've documented much of it, if not all, on this channel through the Write for Life series, and then I recently did the 1000 Word of Summer challenge. The third prompt is, have you reached any milestones so far this year? So that can be in terms of word count, a new stage in your project, or any other thing related to a writer's life. So for me, I hit 30,000 words on my manuscript, so that would be one milestone. I also submitted my writing to a couple of contests for the first time in years, which was very intimidating. I didn't get longlisted for any of them, which is fine. Again, I'm just getting back into it, and so I have a lot of catch up to do compared to writers who have been doing this for years and years and years, quite consistently and quite intensively. So it's all good, but it was still an important step for me to take my writing seriously, so I'm very glad I did it, and I'm gonna continue doing that. I also shared a little bit of my writing with a writer friend to get feedback, which felt like a big milestone as well, like something I haven't done in a very long time. And finally, I joined a writers group, so we meet every Tuesday morning to catch up and then do some writing and just like keep each other accountable and make sure that we keep in touch with our projects and make progress. So nothing incredible or groundbreaking. I didn't win any prize, I didn't finish any draft, but still kind of important steps in my journey to get back to writing and to re-establish my practice of writing and taking this seriously. The next prompt is about writing routine. So if you have one, what does your writing routine look like right now? Has it changed since the beginning of the year or the previous year? Are you happy with it? And if not, what would you want it to look like? So I don't have a proper writing routine at the moment. The way I've been working is through mainly those writing challenges. So doing the Write for Life program, which is a 6-week writing program to help spark your creativity and get in the flow of writing. And then doing in June the 1000 words of summer. So during those challenges, I had kind of a routine. For the Write for Life program, I was writing 250 words a day, usually trying to do it in the morning before my work, along with morning pages. Often slipped up with that and ended up doing it late in the night, which is not good. And then for the 1000 words of summer challenge, I broke it down in several sessions, so trying to do one in the morning before work, a little bit during my lunch break if I could, and then finishing in the evening. And that worked pretty well. It was quite intense though, but a very good lesson that I have more time in my day than I think, and if I do really work hard and really try to prioritize it, then I could do more than I think. My ideal routine, I don't know if I would write every day. Like in theory, I like the idea, like the consistency of it and having something very ingrained. I don't know if it's fully realistic, and I fear that I would be a bit discouraged when I'm missing a day. So I need to find a balance. Having this writing group every Tuesday is kind of one anchor point that I really like. And so I would want more of those. So different points in the week that I'm reminded of my writing, that I'm held accountable to it, kind of regular anchor points. And so I have my Tuesday group. Usually on Saturday morning, I like to go in the city center to my favorite cafe. And initially it was to write, but that slipped up a bit. So maybe kind of refocusing on that and making sure that this again is a time for my writing. So probably something like that. Maybe have another writing group again, like another morning, because that's working really well. So there's plenty of things I could do. I'm still exploring and figuring out what works for me, so I'm not very set on a specific routine right now, but I also recognize the power of habits and having kind of rituals that help you stay engaged with your project and make things easier on the day-to-day. Prompt number 5, and it's one of my favorites. Have you encountered any good resources about writing? And I have a few of those for you. The first one is Masterclass. So I got a yearly pass to all their classes, and they have a bunch on writing, which are very good. The one that I especially liked is N.K. Jemisin on writing fantasy and science fiction. I think it's very strong, very practical. I really liked it and really recommend it. The next one is a book that's been recommended to me so many times. I finally got to it and I think it's really, really good. It's the Save the Cat Method. It is initially a book about screenwriting, but they also published a version specifically for novels, which is also very, very good, and I highly recommend it. And then a third one, I'm still making my way through those, but Brandon Sanderson has a whole playlist of writing lectures that he gave a few weeks back on YouTube. It's all completely free and it's absolutely brilliant. So yeah, I've watched the first 3, I think, and they've been very, very good. I think it's really high quality and it's amazing that it's available for free. So I think every writer should make the most out of it. It's obviously mainly focused on fantasy, which is his main genre, but I think writers from other genre would also benefit very much from it. Prompt number 6, if you write with a playlist, what are your current go-to songs to get into writing mode? So I personally don't write with music. At the beginning of the year, I was listening a little bit to a lo-fi playlist on Spotify, but that's pretty much it. So music with no lyrics. And again, that's not my kind of go-to mode of writing. I prefer silence, but very curious to hear about other writers, what they might be listening to. I know a lot of writers like to do a whole playlist for each project that they work on, and I think that's so interesting and so creative. I really like this idea, even if it's not really what would work for me, I think. Number 8, I think, is the toughest moment related to your writing so far this year. I think for me, it's been all those days when I had a word count that I wanted to hit for the Write for Life program or for another writing challenge. And when I procrastinated during the day and it was late in the evening, I still had to write, was really not feeling like it and really had to push through. I had a few evenings like that where it was really, really hard and I really didn't want to write, and I wish that I would just learn my lesson and do my writing earlier in the day. I'm not really a morning person, so it's a bit of a struggle, but waiting until the end of the day is just making me miserable a lot of the time. So those has been some, maybe not dark moments, but a bit painful ones. Now, a happier question: what is your best memory related to your writing so far this year? Honestly, I have quite a few. I think I've been very lucky. I recently did a writing retreat on my own. I went away for 2.5 days just to explore a new city and do some writing, and it was just the best time. It was so refreshing and recharging and fulfilling. Like, I had the best time. The next one I talked about in my 1000 Words of Summer vlog is experiencing the writer's high, just a moment where you feel very excited about a new scene or a new character, like something in your story that just making you very pumped and really excited to be writing. And the same way that we talk about the runner's high, I think there are moments in a writer's life when you get that kind of boost of dopamine and excitement. And so I had that recently and it was just the best feeling in the world. And then a third one, because I can't stop, I participated in the deep dive series from the Shit No One Tells You About Writing podcast. And through that series of webinar, like, I created a small group of writers that I'm still in touch with. So that's already a highlight. But from those people, I met one of my best writing friends. I'm so happy that I met her. I'm so excited. I'm gonna meet her in person at a festival in August. So I'm very excited. And she also just signed a book deal. So I'm so excited for her. So yeah, a lot of highs, and I'm so happy to be kind of growing my writing community. Now I'm feeling like I'm starting to build that, and it feels so good and so rewarding, and I'm so happy for all the people that I met, and I'm looking forward to the new people I might meet through YouTube and through this tag, hopefully. Coming on to number 9, something important that you've learned or some advice for your future self. So that can be something very practical about the craft. So like, I don't know, you've learned some technique about writing dialogue, for example, or it can be something broader about your own practice in general, about the publishing industry or something like that. It can be whatever you want. For me, there were quite a few lessons so far this year, and I'm probably going to make like a separate video kind of summarizing everything I've learned from doing the Write for Life program and the 1000 Words of Summer challenge. But apart from doing my writing earlier in the day, which I already mentioned, I think just realizing again that I have more time in the day, that if I am dedicated and that I make space for it, I can do more than I think. And it's quite affirming. It's a bit scary as well, because it does require dedication, and there's always this worry of just like, oh, am I invested enough? Do I want this enough? I can do more than I think. I have more time than I think. And so if I care about writing, there is room in my day to write. We're almost at the end. The prompt number 10 is, what would you like to accomplish with your writing during the second half of the year? So as I mentioned, I'm working on a fantasy novel and I'm currently at around 30,000 words. I would very much like to finish my first draft before the end of the year. That might be a bit ambitious, but that would be an amazing achievement and I would be very excited about that. So I'm gonna try and see where I end up. And then the final prompt for this tag is obviously to tag other people. So I would love to hear the answers to this tag from Bonnie Nicole, from Steph Morgan, Esme the author, and Kelsey Joe at Thought Couture. I'm not sure if they all do tags, so no pressure. I wish you all the best with your writing, and thank you so much as always for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.